H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and it is Baby Friday. It's Thursday in normal circles, but Jimmy and I are not on Friday, so this is our Friday. The show is not on Friday, so this is our Friday. We get a chance to go and let our hair down after the day. But great day, great day. What's up, everybody? Let me shout out to my starting five. You know those starting five, the people I so affectionately call the starting five, because they are the first five individuals who started the stream off. They the first names that popped up on. I got this big old screen right in front of me, and their names pop up first. So their names are Rod Wells, Mindy Collins, Corey Willis, Status Moody, and Sonia Billingsley. And our sixth man of the day is Gary Sinclair. But I see everybody. Let me tell you who else I see. I see Dale Griggs. I see Matthew Verdon. I see Rick, Slick Rick, Lil Rick. I see Miss Tammy Allen. I see who else I see? Jeremy Davis. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to who? Who birthday is? Happy birthday. Oh, happy baby Friday. Happy baby Friday. Okay, okay. But I do want to say happy birthday to somebody. I see Miss Marissa. Hold on. Let me see what else I see. Trap Sharp is in the building. I see Daniel, Daryl Anderson, Franklin Paul. Mindy got a gift. Got you, Mindy. Thank you, Keith Fobb. It's Baby Friday. Okay. Corey Henderson. Thank you, Corey. And let me tell you something. Everybody who be sending me information, thank you. Sometimes I have to process that information and get some more context on. So when you send me one article, I just don't go off the one article. I go. Sometimes you send it to me late at night. I have to go study the article before I, just talk about it on the air. I just don't like one source. So I have to go. So I'm getting your stuff, man. Shout out to I got to mention a young lady today that I did mention yesterday on Women Rock Wednesday. But like I say, women rock every day on the Chop Shop. Jamie Samaro, Tyrone Carver, I'm still waiting on my Memphis shirt. Hey man, I'm still waiting on mine. Let me tell y'all something, man. And y'all got to get on me for this. Penny sent me his assistant's telephone number and said, whatever you want, just send it to her and she'll send it to you. He did this 6 months ago. Do y'all know I haven't reached out to that girl yet? I just don't. That's just the way I am, man. I'm gonna make it happen. Dallas in the house. Tyrone. Thank you, Tyrone. Do me a favor. Hey, Brandy. Who else I got? Alex Costero. I see Anson. Okay. I couldn't start the show until I saw Kenneth Gamble. Kenneth Gamble, I can start the show now because Kenneth Gamble on the show. Hey, y'all, it's a lot of unique stuff happening. Let me tell y'all something. Do me a favor right now. Do me a favor, and I'm just telling you so you won't have to worry about it later. Do me a favor. I want y'all to do something for me. I want you to tag somebody. Hey, Candace, I want you to text somebody. I want you to tell somebody. I want y'all to text at least 5 people. The last 5 people that you text in your phone. And let them know that the Chop Shop is on right now. Tell them that you only, check this out. Tell them that you're only inviting them because you care about their well-being, their welfare, and their family. Okay? Y'all got it? See, I realized something the other day when I talked about if all of our Facebook followers were our subscribers over here, it would be better. And guess what? A lot of y'all responded. Man, y'all don't understand. So today, do me a favor, text somebody, tell somebody, tell the last 5 people you text, just tell them to chop shop on. And happy birthday to Lionel Cryer, LJ Cryer's dad, the coach at Royal High School out there in Brookshire. It's his birthday today. Great, great, great man who done a lot of great things in the community. Happy birthday to him. Y'all, I saw some things over other day, and you know how I am, and I'm watching how a bunch of HBC grads, and I'm gonna send you, and I'm gonna post it somewhere. I want y'all to check this article out. Who told these HBCU grads from Morgan State that they could start multiple companies and shake up Wall Street and the insurance industry? Let me repeat that, because I want to keep regurgitating this stuff in people's mind. Who told these HBCU grads from Morgan State that they, and I'm gonna give you their names and I'm gonna give you their information later, but they are shaking up Wall Street and the insurance industry? I've been listening to their podcast. I told y'all I'm in this quest for learning. Powerful young black men and women getting it done. They didn't go to Ivy League schools. They went to Morgan State. And then I want to talk to y'all about, got a couple of things we're going to throw out there. The Knicks been going crazy ever since this Dipset guy, Dipset did this. They did something I put it on tape, and I hope, I'm gonna wait till later on the show, and I'm gonna play this in the show, because I don't want to mess the show up, because I don't know if it's copyright material or not. So I'm gonna do that later. But then somebody sent me this morning. This is why I love when y'all send me something. They said 9, and I never looked at it like this. And maybe other people, y'all help me out. 9 of the top 10 rebounders in the NBA are foreign players. Did y'all know that? Kenneth Gamble, did you know that? 9 out of the 10 top rebounders in the NBA are foreign players. Sabonis, Capella, Gobert, I don't know this guy's name. Valanciunas, Enes Kanter, Joel Embiid, the Joker, the Greek Freak. I know this. I don't want to call. I don't want to chop his name up. But somebody sent that to me, y'all, and I said, "Wow." And let me share some with y'all too about Memphis, Memphis basketball. I saw something this morning that the Chandler brothers and Rick, Rick, check this out. I played it. I don't think I played it. I had it queued, but I never played it. But I think KJ Lawson, one of the Lawson twins, Dedrick Lawson. You remember the Lawsons? The dad was a coach, the mom was a coach, and all of them had these. They had these four or 5 sons, and all of them were successful at basketball. And they had one brother who was at Memphis, but that's the one who said F Tubby on the video, and he left. When he came back and played for Tulsa, I think it's Tulsa with Frank Haith, when he came back, the Memphis fans booed him. Okay? Check this out. But let me tell you what these guys this kid did. When his young brothers, one transferred from Oregon and one is about to come out, they got 2 younger brothers. What's their names? Chandler and Jonathan. One is at Oregon, and he's in the transfer portal. And this other one is coming out of Wooddale High School. I got a chance to see him play when the pandemic wasn't here. But I was looking at this, y'all. They booed this guy. The kid was crying. I wish I can pull it up. If I find it, I want to put it, because I was hurt. Being from Memphis, and I was hurt because they booed that he was crying in the press conference. Frank Haight had to put his arm around the kid and say that's a crying shame. And but this young man, he encouraged his brothers, because guess what? All the brothers had something in common. They loved Penny Hardaway. They always loved him. See, the dad had an issue with University of Memphis because he worked under Josh Pastner. Josh Pastner, they fired him. The kids left. Then Josh Pastner, it's a whole lot of mess, right? The dad never had a problem with Penny per se. But the kid, one committed to Oregon, it was a lot of mess. But these kids is now committed, both of them, to play at Memphis right now. So shout out to that program. I'm just so proud of that Penny getting this thing done. And, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I know some of y'all, you probably don't care, but it's very near and dear to my heart. And I just wanted to talk about it. And then I'm reading last night. I came across this article. The Houston Rockets got this young man on their team named Deshaun Tate. And I want to read the little heading. It said, the reason Deshaun Tate has defied naysayers. There aren't too many 25-year-old rookies in the NBA. Nor are there many people who have had to overcome as much adversity as Deshaun Tate. A lot of people don't know that part of my life because he said, I'm always smiling. He said, but it took a lot to get me here. This young kid, I'm going to read the first part of it, and I encourage all of y'all to go read it. I encourage you. It's in The Ringer, Deshaun Tate. What's his name? Jae'Sean Tate. I'm sorry, Jae'Sean Tate. It's in The Ringer. He said every day on a bus ride to elementary school, 4-year-old Deshaun Tate would clasp his hands, tuck his head down, and pray to God. 8 years old. Please don't let me get into trouble today. Please let me be good today. After arriving, he calmly, check this out, after arriving, he calmly walked into his classroom, find a seat, and think to himself, it's an 8-year-old kid, I'm not going to get in trouble today. I'm going to be good today. And then the anger would swell up inside of him, threaten to boil over. Teachers would wonder why he'd randomly just start disrupting class, distracting fellow students, and throwing tantrums. He'd get in trouble so often, he had to eat lunch. He had to eat lunch with the school counselor. The principal's office had a designated chair for him. He didn't want to get in trouble. He wanted to be good. He wanted to be seen for what he was, a loving, hardworking, studious boy. What he most wanted was to not hurt anyone, to not break down. His classmates didn't know the sadness that laid underneath this hardened shell. I'm going to leave it right there. Y'all can see why I had to bring this up. Compelling, the stuff that our young people are going to. Barry just posted, he had a chance to see the video of Ma'Khia Bryant. Very sad because he coached young girls that age. And why people look at our kids. And I put that on as a threat. Why people, first thing you get out the car, yes, she had a knife. Yes, she was going at the girl. But these young girls, I'm a man. I'm going to try to diffuse that. I'm gonna get in the middle of it. I'm just not. Maybe I'm just not gonna um, just come out shooting 4 times at some little girls. But some of these white police officers, and if you go and look at the videotape, I happened to finally see it this morning because I'm so tired. I'm so tired of seeing it, y'all. I'm just so tired of seeing it. I hope y'all can hear it in my voice. I'm so tired of seeing this. But these our kids. I got a daughter, and it was rumored, it was reported that she the one called the police. She called the police, and it's just. Let me tell y'all something, man. Something is wrong when a man pull up. A man pull up to the scene and see 2 girls. I don't care what they got. 2 girls, few girls fighting, and one of them got a knife. So what? I'm a man. I'm a police officer. I've been trained to diffuse situations. And I come in the first thing, and I know they're going to say, well, he was supposed to protect other citizens. Yes, I know the talking points. But a man pulling up, Jimmy, I'm about to bring you in, and pulling up and just 20 seconds out of the car. I heard the 911 tapes, and I understand. Pulling out of the car, and he's firing four times at a little girl. I mean, I don't know, and I don't know how. I wasn't there. It's just a little bit different from me. But since y'all mentioned it, I thought I'd share it with you. But I'm glad Jimmy is here. Jimmy, I'm so glad you're here, man. Cause I've been getting some calls, and I was not gonna bring this thing up. But I want to talk to you about it. But before I talk to you about it, Jimmy, I got to talk to you, tell everybody about this young girl named Kendall Jackson from Pearland High School. Jimmy, she going back to state championship. She got a new personal best. She was 500. She won. She got 3rd place in the Region 3 6A girls golf tournament. Jimmy, I read some. Jimmy, I went to her Facebook. She said today, Kendall Jackson, y'all shout out to her. If anybody know her dad, she said, today I concluded my last regional high school in golf tournament. I shot a 74 yesterday, and I was tied for 10th overall. I was not disappointed, but I knew I had to execute the next day. I had a chance to qualify for state. She went on and on and on and on. And the young lady, man, I got a picture of her. Shout out to Kendall. Let me put her picture up. That's Kendall. And she went out there and took care of business. I'm so proud of her. Young black women getting into golf and hitting that golf ball. I love the game. Let me show you her swing, Jimmy. Jimmy, let me give y'all a look. First of all, here's the announcement. Check this out.
Finished with red numbers over there under par, okay? And then your 3rd place medalist, I know she birdied the last 2 holes today to shoot a 67 from Pearland. She is going to state, and she wins the 3rd place medal from Pearland. Kendall Jackson. She had a good comeback.
Y'all see me smiling. I love the game of golf, and I love what it can do. But Jimmy, check her swing out, Jimmy. Okay, now y'all saw that swing, right? Let me show it to you again. Let me show it to you. Let me show her swing one more time. All right, now let me show y'all a swing. Let me show y'all another swing. Jimmy gonna hate, but let me show y'all another swing of the old man over here. Watch this. Glad I stopped.
Great.
Glad I stopped. Hey, Jimbo, I told y'all, look at it. I told y'all, look at it.
You know what? That's like the mixtape when the kid going and shooting the shot, but they don't show the shot air ball. They just show you a nice move and the shot.
Jimmy, I was prepared for you to say that, right? Watch this. Here come another one, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the old man can hit that ball, y'all. I'm telling y'all.
Hey, you saw what you did? It's like a kid doing a move in one jersey, in the light color jersey, and going and shooting a layup in the dark color jersey. So you just that's like a photo shot. That's like a photo shot. You show one hit winning the late. You ain't show that. Then you show one that stayed on the green. Boy,
Hey,
you know what?
Hey, Alice, unless you show me your PGA professional card, that thing was right down the middle. I don't care how balanced. If you ain't got no PGA card, I don't want to hear your comments. I don't want to hear you. So, hey, Alex, do me a favor. Hold up, Jimmy.
Alex,
bring his ass on out here and let him try to get some of this money then. Alex, bring your ass out here and come get some of this money. Keep going. Now, Jimmy. Now what? Alex. Hey, Alex. Hey, Alex. Oh, Jimmy, I ain't got my wallet with me. Jimmy, I'm going to go back there and get that Louis Vuitton wallet in a minute. Because I don't carry cash.
You, Jolivet, Kevin
Franklin. Jolivet is not enjoyable to play. He's just not. Jolivet is play. You know, when you spend. No, Jimmy, when you spend 4 hours, when you spend 4 hours on a golf course, you want to play with somebody you enjoy playing with. I just don't like playing with them. They be dropping, but I don't like playing with them. But let me tell you something. Shout out to Kendall. Let's not make this about me. This is about Kendall. And Alex, yes, email me with your telephone number. Come get some of this. You can come get some of this, baby. Hey, Jimmy, he said I'm all balanced. I ain't all balanced when I'm putting for birdie. But keep going, Jimmy. I ain't all balanced then. Yeah.
Boy,
I love this game. But Jimmy,
I can't wait.
Hold up. I
don't even know if Alex can play or not, but he can play.
Jimmy, I don't care. Jimmy, if his name ain't Eldrick Woods or Dustin Johnson, Colin, Hideki Matsuyama, I don't care who he is. How about that? Now, if he ain't playing on that tour, he got a chance to get his head tore off over here. And guess what? I'm talking about Kendall, because guess what? She shot a 67. I ain't never shot a 67, Jimmy, I can't wait to play Kendall. So, Dad, if you're out there, I want some of Kendall, right? Yeah, I want to play against Kendall. Yeah. Oh, Jimmy, the best like to play the best. Jimmy, what are you talking? Why you shake your head? You the one like to go. I ain't going over there and play with this.
Let me get this straight. So you're saying that this little Kendall from Pearland is better than the little young Stevens girl from on the north side?
I didn't say that.
Well, you said you want to play the best. So we want to play the best.
No, I did not say. I want to play Allen too. I want to play both of them.
So which one you think is better? I'll tell you which one I know is better. Which one I know is better?
I don't know. On any given Jimmy, one thing you're gonna understand about golf, and I explained this to somebody the other day, and they said, "Wow, I never looked at it, Rob." Go watch the golf tournaments, Jimmy. Watch them weekly. Jimmy, don't nobody win 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row. Rory McIlroy win one day and missed the cut the next day. Dustin Johnson, the number 1 player in the world, was in 20th place the other day. That's how golf is. Golf is not like basketball. You can't come to the golf course knowing, you just don't never know. Jimmy, in golf, you can hit a great shot and still get penalized. You know how you hit a good ball? You know how y'all be saying, man, I got a good bat. I hit a good bat, but I hit it right at him. You know how you be saying that? How you saying that? But Jimmy, it's a game. Just watch weekly, everybody. Just watch who the winners are every week. This game, you ain't gonna win every week. So you're saying somebody better than the other is subjective. So that's lead me in, and y'all need to share this show right now, I promise you. Because Jimmy, I've been getting texts about the national rankings. It's a lot of people up in arms about it. I know you haven't mentioned it because you don't do national rankings, but a lot of Jimmy, I've been had a lot of stuff. So whatever portion of the show you want to start that, I want to talk about it. I want to share. I got a few notes I want to share with you.
Which national rankings?
The ESPN national rankings.
Are they put their new rankings out?
Yeah, and Jimmy, hold up, Jimmy. I forgot to tell you. I get a text late last night. Greg Wise is coaching the golf team and led his team. Hold up. He sent me a text last night. Let me tell you what. Hold up. This is what I love this game. I love this show. He said, Rob, send me the pictures. Jack Yates wins the district title. Greg White, coached by Coach Greg Wise, is the coach. Hey, man, this is why I love this game, man. It's all over. But, Jimmy, let me tell you about this ranking stuff. I think I put a whole thing on the rankings. They said, I'm going to ask you, what is the most common misconception of the national rankings? Because I saw some tweets. Yes, man, these grassroots stuff is a mess, and it's damn near laughable. These rankings are a joke and driven by a handful of guys. Then somebody said, Hatter, we got grown men on Twitter about to come to blows over some damn kids. Instead of focusing on academics and educating our people, they are fighting over who got ranked where. We have bigger issues to deal with, man. Then another person said, Hatter, these ninjas, and he didn't use ninjas, are in an uproar over these ESPN rankings. You got 50 states, Hatter. A lot of these guys here in Houston haven't been all across the country and seen all of these guys. Have they been to Arizona? Have they been to watch Prolific Prep? They asked me, Hatter, do you know Ty Washington? I said, no. He said, I've seen him. I never seen him. I heard about him. He said, you remember Chet Holmgren? Chet Holmgren was supposed to come to Houston, to Texas, because somebody lied about. I'm sorry. Something happened. I'm not going there. Something happened, and he wasn't coming. Team Sizzle. They said, it went on and on. Jimmy, I'm just giving you context so you can know where I'm coming from. Then, hold up, y'all. And I can't, and I welcome y'all. And hey, let me tell you something, Boom Boom Room. I don't want y'all to be quiet today. And like I said, it's time to share the show. Share the show. Somebody said there are too many, check this out. There are too many media saying kids should be here or there nationally, and they don't even leave Texas to see what the country look like. It's a tweet. It's a tweet right here, Jim, from Basketball Means More. This is making kids and their parents feel that their kids are underachieving or have been wrong if they're not on the list. Got another one, Jimmy. Andre Poe replied back to the guy, said, well, Coach B, as a media member, I want the prospects to know that just because you don't make a national list doesn't mean you're underachieving. If you're getting recruited, scholarships, and exposure, you're definitely doing well. A ranking is not a goal. Going to school is. Oh, I love that. Then coach, he came back and said, exactly, coach. It's just too much. This kid should be here, or kid is at the top of this, but a lot of people don't have anything to base their opinion on off because they don't leave the state to see the other kids. Then one guy came in and said, I have no idea, man. They tried to make it seem like Texas is the only place playing this game. I guess this kid don't live in Texas because they have limited resources. Because they have limited resources. I don't understand that one. I just read it, y'all. And then Andre Poe came back, Jimmy. And maybe you can tell me these guys and what they do. I don't know these guys. He said, I'm glad you put this out, coach. I didn't realize some parents and prospects would think they were underachieving by that comment. Because there are a lot of college prospects, D1, D2, D3, NIA, which you've said a million times on this show, level in the state of Texas and also the country, who are good basketball players. It's just, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Jimmy, unique topic. I don't know who they. I didn't write the damn thing, Herb. I don't know who is they. I'm just reading what somebody's saying on my show. So I think it's okay for me to do that. But I'm just trying to figure this thing out, Jimmy. Rankings that came out. I saw some that come out. And I know the 2022 class. Then I saw Tyler Smith in the 23 class was still at number 10. And I didn't bring them all up, Jimmy. What I did when people send me stuff, I posted, and I think I might have posted. I might have, Jimmy, and I might not have. Let me see. Is this it? Let me see. No, that ain't. Oh, I'm sorry. But that's all, Jimmy. National rankings. I know you don't do national rankings, but I'm just curious. I mean, why are people in Orfboro? Why are guys going blow for blow? Why are guys arguing on Twitter about somebody else's kids? And I know you said this is like crack. I know you said that, but come on, man. It's 2021. What's going on, Jim?
Well, I mean, a lot of people is funny as hell because it will go and you will worship something that's fueled by somebody you don't even know. And that's the gist of most rankings, whether it be on a regional, on a national scale. Mm-hmm. And mind you, it's funny as hell because when certain people are led to believe that if you play for me, I can get you ranked higher because I know John Doe. I know so-and-so.
Jimmy, I got a question. And I don't want to, I want to stop you. I just want to help you out. I want you to help me out. It's some men out here telling parents that if you come and be with me or be in my program, I can get you ranked higher. You telling me that?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. That has happened, and that does happen.
Okay.
And the thing is that's funny as hell is that, you know, it's that's a whole. I mean, because the rankings topic is think of a big old. I mean, it's so many different variables and so many topics that goes up underneath the subject rankings. But right now, you're talking about the actual list, and the thing is, and I say it all the time, a lot of people in the country ESPN, that's the rankings that you specifically are addressing earlier. They hardly, for the most part, hardly put a kid on that list for whom they have not seen in person. Now, here's the catch. In the past year, 10 months, 8 months to a year, it has become acceptable to evaluate players remotely. It used to be kind of embarrassing. It's acceptable now.
Pandemic.
Because of the pandemic, because of COVID.
Okay.
So a lot of guys have seen and evaluated you, and you may not even know exactly when, as opposed to the old-fashioned way, you know what game a dude was watching.
Right.
Because while you evaluating them, I mean, they're evaluating your son or your player, you get to evaluate them too. You get to see what they're looking like, see how they dress, see how much they weigh, see who they kind of shaking hands with. You get to evaluate them. So that means you get to take pictures. Now it's different now. So here's the thing. I always tell people, and I just touched a little bit on this topic just yesterday. I'll be damned. And we ain't talking about it again. Remember yesterday, I refreshed your memory. What's the most important to you is the exposure to showcasing your talents in an effort to get ranked. Is that most important? If winning a medal is most important, if going on a vacation with your family to a city that all your kinfolk just happen to live in with 3-4 other parents, and just go to Las Vegas or Orlando, you want to go see Mickey Mouse, whatever. If that's more important, and depending on certain people age groups, it is. Mind you, I remember my first time going to Orlando for a basketball tournament, the Wide World of Sports Complex. That stuff, that for a grown man, that's like going to Wally World. For real.
It's nice.
I remember going to Las Vegas for the first basketball tournament way back in the day.
Right.
It ain't the same as going on. I mean, that's an out of mind experience. You get to see a lot of people. You get to, but back to this. A lot of people, if the person that's doing the rankings, if that list is that important, then you need to make it a priority to get your ass in a gym that person is going to be in.
I ain't never look at it like that. I never looked at it like that.
That's a priority. If it ain't a priority, then what the hell you bumping for? Because you ain't went to where those guys are in a gym somewhere. If it's a priority to you, the grassroots coach, you need to call that guy from ESPN, which is Paul Biancardi. Paul, what's your schedule? I got a team. I'm gonna come. We gonna come wherever you're gonna be at. And then guess what? You really will find out. It's probably a whole lot cheaper just to pay him to come on to you than to pay $10,000 for your team to go somewhere. Now they're not supposed to accept money or gifts. It's unethical. They're not supposed to. ESPN, the 24/7 Sport. A lot of guys are not supposed to, because that means you can be, you're not supposed. They're encouraged to not do so.
You can be lobbied.
Yes. and you know what? Some people they won't. Some people will.
Oh, okay.
You can buy them a plane ticket and get them some. Some people say, no, man, I can't. I'll get it. No thanks, but no thanks.
I get it. Yeah.
But understand something.
So you're saying, Jimmy, help me out now. You know, I'm a parent. I'm coming from the parents. You saying if to all of these guys who was tweeting, who was mad, who was arguing, these guys who was arguing with each other about who should be ranked, they should make it a point on trying to reach Paul Biancardi and find out about what they doing instead of just running their mouth back and forth on this device Jimmy, like the guy the other day, the dogs barking at the fence, Jimmy, and then they let the fence open, the damn dogs stop barking. They're barking. They open the fence, and now they can get at each other. Then the dog said, "What's up, man? What's up, man? How you doing?" So I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh-huh.
We go through the same stuff. A lot of people.
Okay.
And here's the deal. To some people, it's the sprint. To some people, it's the marathon in this stuff. And I said, I'll take you back to a quote that I presented to you guys years ago. Would you rather for your son to be the top ranked 9th grader or the top ranked 12th grader? If rankings are a priority in the midst of things. Because some folk, be careful what you wish for. Would you rather be the top 6th grader or the top 12th grader? Be careful what you wish for. Because once you get it, then once it's gone, it's hard to attain it back. A lot of people have various circles. And those circles, people that does national rankings rely on those people. And understand, a lot of people are way more accessible than they used to be because of social media. You can DM a person. That's almost like a text message because a lot of people have notifications on their cell phones. And if you DM them, it's going to ding them just like a text message would. So that's a variation of a text message. It's no different. A DM is a text message to many people who have the notification set. What you do is whenever you meet one of these people, ask them questions without putting them on an extreme defensive mode. Hold on. Let me see. I hung for a little while. Let me see.
No, you good.
Am I back?
Good. You good.
Okay. Once again, ask the person and try to be general in your question. Because if it's specific, I'm just telling you.
What question you talking? What question you, Jimmy? Who I'm asking the question of?
To the person that is in charge or has fingerprints on the rankings.
Okay. Okay.
Ask them a general question. Most people would not be willing to hold court with you in a public setting in the middle of the gym or in the bleachers about rankings. Now, me, I hold court with your ass anywhere. But everybody's not going to do that. I promise you. If you go up to Doug Jones, he's just going to smile at you and be like, ain't going to give you an answer. And he's going to, it's going to be it. Those guys back on Nation Play, Paul Biancardi, he's not going to hold court with you about why your son is not ranked high enough. Eric Bossi is not going to do that. I'm talking about those guys that's 24/7 and that's ESPN. Those are the guys that you have grown to worship greater than your guys that's in a local or regional aspect. You got to give them more credit and maybe your rankings in the area. You have to conquer your own land first before you can conquer the damn world. And it's true enough. Like you got the text. There are a lot of people that really don't take out the time because to go and just first of all respect or reserve the respect that just there may be somebody on the other side of the moon that just could be better today, right now. Right now. That doesn't mean you will have, if it means that much to you, then get your ass on a team that has the resources to put you in front of that guy. You can't play Monday morning quarterback with this stuff. Rankings are going to be updated all the time. Y'all know it. Now, the same guy who you would praise if they rank your ass at number 1, he drop you to number 30.
You don't like him.
Then all of a sudden he's some slop. He don't know what the hell he's doing.
He hates.
But then why the hell you validated him already? It's just a validation conversation now. You validated him or them or that entity by sitting there printing it out, sharing it out, let them know where your baby ranked at. Look at where you look at. We got him ranked here. Then all of a sudden now he dropped. Man, them dudes know what they doing, man. Forget him. Too late.
I ain't never looked at it like that, Jim.
Too late.
I never looked at it like that.
And that's what's going on. This stuff, man, listen, it's a person's opinion.
Right.
At the same time, that's better, that's easier said than known. But at the same time, ask the people, what are they looking for? Or better yet, ask them, what can this person do to get spiked into that list?
Okay.
What can a person do? And I'm gonna tell you first, hype comes first.
Okay.
Hype comes first. And depending on the thing about hype, it can be really tricky because in most cases, the kid has no earthly idea how much hype is being placed on him. They have no earthly idea how much you or me are saying, hey man, this is bad. This dude, hey, he's for real. They have no idea. Every time he shoot that ball, when he wide open, it's a bucket. He don't miss. Then the one time that guy come to see him play, he goes 4 for 16 from the field.
You remember I told you that didn't happen to me before.
So what you think that guy gonna say who you told you done swore up and down that this dude don't miss when he wide open?
Yeah.
This type of stuff helps. It hurts if the hyping is extreme.
Help me with this, Jimmy. Because help me with this. And we'll move on because we got to go to a break. And we can. Fob said, why do y'all care about other people's opinion? 1 minute rankings don't matter. Then y'all all worked up because your kids are not the favorite. I guess he was just saying the same thing. So what is the medium, Jimmy? It's got to be, because I see the parents posting when their kid is here, when their kid is here. And then if this guy don't have their son ranked, oh, he hating. Is there a rankings do mean something, Jimmy? Because they do. Because I've seen it on coaches' bios. He on coaches' bios, y'all. I'm gonna help y'all. I recruited the top rank. This guy was ranked so and so by ESPN. So they do matter. So, Jimmy, what's the medium that we can say that it does matter, but you can't get parents? It matters, but could you answer the but for me, Jimmy? Parents, it does matter because it's printed and people look at it. Paul Ben Cardi is powerful. Eric Bowsett is powerful. They think enough of my son. They rank him, but it don't matter. The coaches gets bonuses if they get a top-ranked player, but it don't matter. If I was some of these damn parents, I would fucking go crazy. Some people say, some people saying it don't matter. I tell you what, Matt ain't going looking for no guy if he ain't in the top a certain amount. Jimmy, he ain't playing on Jimmy. The EYBL ain't for you if you ain't ranked. I'm just telling you. They might have some of y'all on the team, but that is what it was not designed for Lil Johnny, the unranked guy. So guess what, Jimmy? Rankings do matter. So, but, what's the but? Help me with the but, Jimmy. For parents, you can't go crazy over it. Parents, it does matter, but you just can't go crazy. You can't depend. What you said earlier, what is your goal? What is your goal? Rick, My mama used to say that, Rick, can't win for losing. That's the perfect thing. Jimmy, what can they do?
Well, you can start by providing learning more about the lay of the land, about the different people that does it. For most part, once again, every different people I've known a lot of these guys that cover the amateur basketball circuit from nationwide, and trust me, in different conversations, they really do have various opinions on what they like. Just like, and that's just it fits into the makeup of America. Certain people like this type of kid. Certain people like that type of kid. Certain people like the smart kid. Certain people like the kid that's gonna not say a word. Some guys like a kid talk a little shit. Some people different people like different things. But if you don't take out the time to do an extra leg of homework and ask or try to find out what that person likes, then you will find yourself frustrated as hell at the end of the stick. You will find yourself frustrated. And that's the thing. I want to address the question, of course, when you mentioned about Favre up in Dallas.
Yeah, key.
And he mentioned about the rankings being the people's opinion. That was a good line drive on that one, because it's played it does matter. People claim they don't matter only when the rankings don't favor them anymore. When they feel slighted, then they will say it don't matter anymore. You ever been in a relationship with somebody and you say, man, I don't care, but you really do care. I don't care. It's the same thing. See, once again, when people say it don't matter, that's an indirect attempt to discredit, to devalue what you've already given value to. And nobody will say, well, yeah, they do matter. Because when you say they do matter, that means indirectly you're acknowledging or you're yielding power to the already powerful, in a sense of whatever the rim of the scope is of that sector. But then it may be to a person that you really, really don't really like. So now you realize that person has that much power. I don't even want to be involved. If that person had that much power, man, I ain't going to do all that. I ain't going to do. Then you realize you go try to go a different route. You realize you got to come right back across the same bridge. You try to go back up, go turn the other way. You go around, you got to come right back through the same intersection at some point. But my thing is this. I want to caution you guys. I hardly believe that there's any rankings person in the country that takes off his clothes and get in the bed at night saying, you know what, that little Johnny, I'm gonna drop his ass. I don't like little Johnny. They don't go like that. What happens
Jimmy, you mean it ain't some Jimmy, got to be some petty ass dudes in this business. There's so many of them.
No, but the pettiness may come after a grown-up who've antagonized you enough.
But that's
and you and understand.
That happens.
You shoot your shotgun at the grown-up, pellets gonna hit the kid sometime. Now that happens.
Okay.
Nobody would dare agree to it on a public platform, but somebody like me, they're not gonna admit it. But I know it happened. I've seen it happen. And I've seen it. I've questioned some folks and they just laugh about it like the cat who ate the canary. And I've seen that happen before.
Jimmy, you're saying grown-ups can mess it up for the kid.
Yes, absolutely. And grown-ups know that. And guess what? That's
the grown-ups who doing it? You think they know it?
They know that.
So you're saying there's some grown-ups know that if they bother a rankings person about a kid, he know that the ranking person. Let's say it's Doug. If they I'm finna go mess with Doug. You saying you ain't gonna mess with Doug?
What I say messing with Doug, antagonizing, meaning that in one breath you're telling him he don't know what the hell he's doing. How could you be so blind? How could you miss on my kid? You know my kid better than all those kids. That kid ain't that good. So that means now, that's what I mean by antagonizing. Then in the same breath, you'll come back, hey man, and send him a video clip of the kid next week, and then want some help. And the coaches, come on now. You try to devalue a person on Monday, but come back on Friday, you want value from that person. You want to, show us some love. You got to understand, a lot of grown-ups put themselves and these kids in these positions. And I really believe that it's part of the sale, because so many people how would I say, they verbally, they write badass checks that they can't cash about their relationships. And then parents don't know who to believe. Parents gotta trust somebody. They believe somebody. So it's like there's no reason no parent come out there just not saying, I'm not gonna believe you, but there are some guys out here with some very, how would you say, very cunning mouthpieces that can lead you to believe that everything that they got going on, they got every relationship in the world. That's not true. It's not true. For the most part. This stuff, understand. And then the thing that's so funny is that most people that get frustrated about the rankings has never asked the person that actually does the rankings how they come up with their list. How the hell that you gonna tell me how my rankings go and how the list is supposed to be comprised? How you gonna tell Jeffrey Day how his list is supposed to be comprised, or Doug Jones? You're just gonna walk up to, oh man, they don't know what they're talking about. This is how it go there. But at the same time, they are in the gyms at a frequent intervals. And even if they get one wrong right now, still have time to correct itself. That's why I tell more people, if you don't concentrate on the actual number, instead go back to the old days of The Price is Right when they had the range game. Think about the range. Is your kid listed in the proper range? Now the range is hard for a 9th grader or a 10th grader. We're talking about upperclassmen. Around 11th grade, when it really starts to separate itself, is the 11th grade. The range is much more important, because if you're in the range, then that means now you're in the number. That means now people know, they start to identify. Meaning that, for example, for the most part, if a Power 5 school is recruiting Greater Houston, and there's a rankings portal from this area whom they have respect for, then they already are not, they're not, that Power 5 school for a 12th grader or 11th grader is not likely to actually recruit a player that's outside of the top 11th grade, maybe outside of the top 15. 12th grade, outside of the top 10, unless it's a very exceptional class. That's just the number. So that means the job is easier for us to get the range right as they get older, not younger. We got time to morph it. Just putting paint on the canvas. Remember, we're just putting the alphabets on the platform like Soul Train. We got 2 or 3 years to make this word and spell it out. But that's on a local level. who else is taking out the time to explain to you? Now, also, this is where it really gets messy at. The politics of the rankings. Politics. Politics is very present from coast to coast in rankings. Yes, it is. There's somebody going to do somebody a solid in every damn list that's made. Somebody is doing somebody a solid. Now the thing is that as they get older, if you're on a national phase or national list, that solid isn't supposed to be transparent to the naked eye. You're not supposed to detect that favor, that solid, but it happens on a state level, on a local level. Guess what? And I tell one thing about it, favor ain't fair. Remember that. You've heard that before. Hell, I didn't make that up. Favor ain't fair. Somebody's going to get favor. Now, either you're going to decide, don't think about it. In today's society, most people have options. You pick and you choose which candidate you want to endorse. Now, if that candidate try to lead you to believe, come on with me, I'm going to get your kid ranked, he's going to be McDonald's All-American. If that's the lure that you're buying into, guess what? If it don't happen, then you need to hold his ass accountable. You see, instead of holding the person accountable who basically led you to believe some misinformation, they're often let off the hook. And that's something that it all goes back to you and your understanding of this stuff. Ada, the boom boom room is on fire right now.
I see him, Jimmy. I had to make the quick exit, but let's take a break. Let's come back and see what the heck they're talking about, Jimmy. All right?
Yeah.
Take a quick break.
We'll address some of your comments when we come right back on time. Meanwhile, let's share the show right now. Because there are so many people right now, I know that you know, that need to hear this and get into this conversation. We don't have this stuff every day. Chop shop. Time to get some. We'll be right back.
The Cox Pradier Law Firm. Big city, big town, big settlement. Your fight is our fight. Need legal advice? You know who to call. Personal injury, wrongful death, car accidents, premise liability, serious injuries. 1-800-HURT-NOW.
Say something. I'm gonna say something. Y'all gonna say something. Y'all gonna say things I'm on. Y'all gonna like, man, skip your food. I still take a healthy Tracy McGrady over LeBron James.
I take a healthy Tracy McGrady over everybody except for Jordan.
Yeah.
Healthy T-Mac.
I'm taking a healthy T-Mac over.
Let me tell you, except for Jordan.
Healthy T-Mac. Yeah, hey,
I don't want to sit over there with y'all no more.
You guys
T-Mac. You talk about easy money.
You asked Kobe Bryant. You asked Kobe Bryant. Who he don't want to check out.
And this the only reason I feel that way, because I watched what he did to Kobe.
Y'all gotta give me some reasons.
We was on the same.
Listen, man, I saw it firsthand 3.5 years.
We was sitting right there.
I know y'all had a bird's eye view.
I had no clue, but you know what he told me when he came to the sideline?
What did he say?
I like doing this, dude. I'm like,
That's something to say.
He said,
Who did he do it to?
He said, "Move, watch."
Who was he doing
like,
it to?
come to the timeout. Come to the timeout. And I was asking him, I was like, is it that easy? He'd be like, watch. Like, he could get the ball and might look at us like,
Wow. This what I'm gonna do. Cause look,
look at us like,
y'all forgetting he's 6'9". When he do like this, he about damn.
He's 6'10" too.
On the post, look. Over LeBron James. Yeah, post.
Taking a healthy Tracy McGrady.
Tracy McGrady.
Over a lot of these people that play this game.
Right. In the words of a famous man, that's blasphemy. Y'all say what y'all want.
Hey, I'm with Skip on that.
Y'all say what y'all want.
That's gonna make me take a
One thing about scoring, you can do whatever you want. You just not wasting your time.
Listen, somebody said KD was the original T-Mac was the original KD. He's scored like that.
Hey,
he scored like that.
Hey,
yes.
Hey. That man was on Orlando Magic team with a bunch of I don't knows, and teams still can't. No, not the final. Teams still couldn't figure out how to stop him.
And then he was there all the time.
We was sending out of the we was sending triple teams on this dude. He still was finishing the game.
Listen,
Jimmy, I had to play Jimmy. The sound quality of the Chop Shop has changed. Jimmy, we have came a long way. That I heard you yelled it. It was a lot of static in the background, but that was
well, you remember back then though. Remember now, we were the social media platform that we are on now. We were not integrated directly into those like that back then.
Yeah, we was doing it through Mevo.
That was a radio. That was a radio station. That was at that. So that means we were coming in very loud and clear and amplify and through your speakers in your automobiles from the radio station. That happened to be a video from a Mevo camera.
Yeah,
that's certainly outdated. 2 or 3 different. That was. Yeah. And if you talk too loud at that time, you had to have somebody adjust the volume. Right. So, I mean, it started popping and cracking. But yeah, that was
a unique conversation though. You know who T-Mac was talking about? You know who he was talking about when he was talking about Kobe. Talking about I like doing this dude. He was talking about Kobe. Yes. Because Moochie said I was on the bench. He said I was on the bench and he came to the sideline. I know y'all think he great, but I likes doing this dude. I said, wow. But I mean, that was a great, I don't know how that comes. You know, Jimmy, I had to move away from these dudes because I said, man, that's blasphemy. They was talking about Jimmy. better than LeBron James. I said, why? But I had a good, that was good. That was good.
And you know what? And people in the boom room have a great memory. Of course, Kevin Frazier said that's the radio station from the Crackhead. Remember the time we had the show and the woman kept Dustin Killers and started throwing the pots down on the
Doug was there.
In the lobby.
Doug was there that day, Jimmy. Doug Jones was in there that day. She was trying to get Doug.
She said, "Y'all had to go outside the door." Yeah, man, that was good old days. And of course, you just tuned to welcome to the Chop Shop, your midday sports happy hour, the best 120 minutes of your day. We were talking rankings was the topic, and in doing so, you guys understand there's a lot to be learned from rankings. And as I think Matt from Atlanta posted a while ago, they are a measuring stick. They're used, and if you use them properly, then they will motivate you properly. They can make or break you mentally, spiritually, as far as in the realm of basketball. If you use them properly, then they can be the perfect bait to catch that big mouth bass that's out in them waters. If used properly, it's the perfect motivation. But every kid ain't cut from that cloth that you want them to be cut from. That's part of the secondary problem. When you want some of you guys know. I've talked to too many of you guys out there. You tell me stuff, and also I see you in person, and the kid had a bad game, man. He won't come to the gym. I don't see that's what I'm talking about. Wait a minute, you just told me he was dedicated. He was, don't nobody work harder than him. Then when he had a bad game and you just, if he goes and switches workout guys or switches grassroots team, you get to hear all of the the hidden disclaimers about a kid when they leave or their parents. Oh man, you want to know the truth? Find the team that the kid left and ask them.
Jimmy, that's not might be the truth. That might not be the truth. You know they said nothing worse than somebody scorn a woman scorn a person.
It might not be the truth, but you'll learn something. Whether it be from the person who's distributing or spewing the intel, whether it be false or fiction, or you will learn something to pay attention to. It will give you something to pay attention to. Man, kid, put it like this. In rankings, this is what I tell people all the time. And I give a shout out. People in Houston, outside of Texas, there's always Houston and Dallas. And there's always going to be comparisons from one to the other. Mm-hmm. And I always tell you guys, trust me, you just stay tuned. It's going to be a peak and valley. Both cities will have a run. Then the other one will have a run. Then the other one would have a run. But one of the things in regards to Dallas that I challenged anybody from Dallas to do, the minute if they start publicly ranking kids in Dallas, then that's when you will see a whole different type of venom that will come from the community. So that means.
So Jimmy, you think that makes that big of a difference?
I mean, I know it from the bottom of my soul. Okay. Because nobody would take the challenge to do it, and it's smart. And I've had a couple of guys that I spoke with and say, "Oh hell no!" Even Alan Branch, no, I'm not gonna do. He remember his ranking used to be public, then he made them private because of the fact that some of the parents, they will take it just because you rank a kid higher, they will feel that you don't like their kid or you do like somebody else's kid better than you. You're not in the kid liking business. You're in the evaluating business. So that's the whole concept. Just like and then at the same time, it's the same guy. Let's say we're using the Alan Branch, for example. So is Alan Branch then supposed to say, well, because you went to Kunstadt's event over his event, that means you like Kunstadt better than him? That don't necessarily mean that. You see? But then you automatically going to assume that he don't like your kid because your kid ain't ranked high enough. But then they're not supposed to assume that you don't have favor for them as well because you taking your team to play another event. So if that's the case, then that other event operator, then if that be the reason, that other event operator, his rankings should take precedent. He should be the lead on of piquing your interest on what you are listed as. Why you even look at the other one? Block the other website. Block them on social media. Then that way, guess what? Him know not what him do. You don't even pay attention to it. So what that may be something that some of you guys may need to start doing. Don't like RCS Sports? If you want to devalue it all the way. Don't follow. None of us. Don't go to the website. Okay. Let's see how the other one's gonna work out for you then. Now that means you taking a gamble. So maybe that other one leads you to that promised land. We'll see you when you get to college.
Paul Miranda, I want to ask a question. Because Jimmy said from the bottom of his soul. He didn't say heart, he said soul. Why, Paul Miranda, people in Dallas, they don't do public where everybody can see ranking? I just want to know why, Paul. So that means, Paul, you never did a rankings, you probably got them privately. Did y'all come together? And I know you're on a 10-second delay, Paul. But did y'all come together and say, hey, man, we not gonna. Oh, he said they want to be loved. Okay. Well, Jimmy, right. Okay. All right. Jimmy. Yeah. And you don't, you just want to be respected. They want to be loved. You want to be respected.
And and what I did, because I can't sit there and we talking about we talking about apples, and I'm trying to act like I'm not a fruit. I'm an apple. We talking about apples and oranges. So in my situation, like I mentioned, I'll give you guys a quote before I get into this. Doug Jones says, "Man, when I did the rankings myself, I was the most hated person in the surrounding areas."
I didn't hate you, Doug.
But he felt the venom. The venom goes to him. You see? And remember, Doug signed up for that. When Doug Jones came to me a few years back, man, I could help you, man. I could do the rankings. Man, I know the kids, Doug, you don't want that. You don't want that.
You don't want that.
Man, let me do it, man. Smoke. I can do it.
You don't want that smoke.
I said, dude, trust me, you don't want that. By this time, I'm like 13 years into the game. And I'm like, you don't want that, Doug. You should, man, I'm telling you. So you know what? Here you go. And just sit back and just watch. And I wasn't going to let, and so at a certain point, that's when the decision came to add Jeffrey Day. Because now
that was great.
Now it adds insurance and it adds support to Doug Jones. Now he's no longer the only person that does it. Not only did I add Jeffrey Day,
so I can be mad at all three of y'all there. So
I myself go and help. I had stopped doing only the 12th grade rankings I did for the last 5 years. Only the 12th graders. I let Doug do 9th, 10th, 11th. Then Doug stopped doing the 9th grade. He's like, man, we just put him in alphabetical order. That's a good idea.
That was a smart idea there. That was a smart.
That's no problem. I said no wrong. That's no problem. We do that. No problem. They just make the list.
So when I talk to the parents now, I'm gonna just tell them, just be mad at all of them, parents. Be mad at Jimmy, Doug, and Jeffrey Day, dog.
Yeah, and see, that's what it is. So now I eliminated the excuse. I got the guy that you used to love like hell. Then I got the new guy that you really love now. I got the guy you loved yesterday, but you like him today. Got the guy you love today, and I put them with the guy you hate. So is your hatred for me greater than your love for Doug Jones or Jeffrey Day? That's RCS Sports. You see that, and that, know what it does? It makes it where you say, "This mother, damn, I can't stand him." Okay, well, do you like Jeffrey Day? You like Doug Jones? Because they can help your son get the way he needs to be for his
I can tell y'all, them dudes be in the gym. I keep taking my hat off to those guys. Because y'all do something that I am not going to do. I'm not sitting in them gyms on them hard-ass beaches and missing playing some golf, watching them kids. I take my hat off to y'all. I promise you. And I know that's y'all business, but guys, I just couldn't do it. I wouldn't like it if it was my job. And it seemed like those guys really enjoy. I mean, I watched Jeffrey Day at the girls' game. He didn't know I was watching him. And he was just as engaged and loved being just in the gym. And some people, we're blessed parents that have guys that just love to be in the gym. You know, because if y'all had to depend on Rob, hold up, Jimmy, hold up, Jimmy, I'm going to let you mess with me again. Because if y'all had to depend on Rob, this is what I would be doing.
Glad I stopped.
Great.
Hey, Jimmy, that's what I'd be doing if they had to depend on me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I take my hat off to y'all, all of y'all, everybody in Dallas and Houston and Memphis. I mean, I see what you guys do, and that's why. I mean, I just never complain about rankings. You know what? I'm gonna tell you, parents, why I didn't. And maybe Jimmy, I should give this. I ain't never came to Jimmy, man, where you at, my son, right? Jimmy told me some key long time ago, and I don't know why he told me. He just said, for a guy like your kid, in order for him to get ranked, he got to win. Point guards are known by their wins. I had a unique situation where I had a kid that didn't worry about being ranked. He just liked to play basketball. And he just said, and I used to lather him up. Jimmy, I used to, before the game, I said, they say he better than you. Parents, lather your kids up, not disrespect the guy. Robert hated, my son, hated for me to say anybody else was good. I don't care if it's Michael Jordan. He hated. So I knew that was a trigger point in college. When he played, I said, man, they say that guard, they're the best guard. That's the best major guard in the country. He said, okay, let's see tonight. So instead of us messing with these guys right here who we can't control, let's try to help. Let's try to control the environment that we can control. I mean, your son live in your house. Jimmy don't live in your house. Doug don't live in your house. Jeffrey Day don't live in your house. Try to use triggers in your own parents, in your own son's life. Because guess what? That's the only thing he can control. He can't control what I think about him. Well, I told him if he ball, I'm gonna talk about him on the show. You know, we got young lady golfers. They ball, and I talk about them on the show. So that's what Jimmy. I sit there and watch, and I watch how people always and I want to bring this subject up because it's not my expertise, but people text me about it, and they just want to see, you know what I mean. You know what happened when the guy texted me and said, "Man, you got grown ass men on here arguing about and hot." Are mad about the rankings. What are you mad for? Why? So that's what are you mad for? You can't, Jimmy, you get mad at it. Doug ain't gonna change his rankings because you're mad at it.
You know, somebody just texted me with a good question about this topic. Mm-hmm. And this is something that a lot of people watching right now, either you possibly have been guilty of, or you have been associated with somebody who's guilty of when it comes to rankings. And they text me and they ask, well, I ain't got to pick up and read it, but I paraphrase what they said just now. What about the people who try to use rankings to make you hate the person that does the rankings? Meaning that if a person drops your kid, then they'll go and say, see, I told you he don't like your kid. See that? He don't like your kid. He don't like your son.
That's just message. You think it's a lot of that?
No. I had a parent just last year that called me and basically said she didn't know. She knew me, saw me in the gym, but I've never had a conversation with her. And to ask about how do the rankings go. And I broke down and gave how I only can speak for RCS Sports, how we do things. It's 3 of us. We put our rankings down on a spreadsheet, and basically we tabulate. The person that has the lowest cumulative score is the person that has the top. Person that has the highest score at the bottom, and you can add a person before we do the list. And I explain all that, how it goes. It's very democratic. I mean, anybody can damn near nominate a player for rankings. That don't mean he will be ranked. Well, and then I say, well, listen. I say, how did you get my, the number? She say, well, I got your number from somebody, because people telling me that you was, you talking about my kid. I say, oh, really? Talking about your kid? I say, no. If I'm talking about your kid, then it's in the concept of what he's done right there in the gym publicly. And then we go over talk further. So here's the thing. Come to find out, after about 2 or 3 other conversations afterwards, then the parent confessed, like, you know what? It slipped out. People telling me that you was this and you was that. Man, you cool. I wonder why they, so then, and it take me back because you had the same similar stuff happen with you and with me. Yeah. People telling you I was this and that, then it's like, no, man, dude, you just gotta ask him. dude, he gonna tell you. Now you might not, that medicine might not taste good, right? But he gonna give it, he gonna serve the drink right to you. And that's the thing. So what happens is people will use and play on in the hearts of parents to make these parents believe that there's no chance, or a person don't like their kid. Pay attention. He ain't talking about your son. Now, meanwhile, just because your son does something and make a bucket in a court, don't mean that if a person ain't there to see it, then how the hell you expect us to talk about it? If you're not providing us with the intel, think about it, guys. If a crime is committed, the police ain't gonna show up. The channel, the news camera only shows up unless it comes across the wire. For it to come across the wire, that means somebody has to make a phone call. Same thing with exposure. If you're not willing to put logs in the fire, then why do you keep expecting for that particular barrel to keep your hands warm in this cold ass world of rankings? You got to, at some point, I'm telling you, you have to at some point. No, you ain't got to.
Okay.
Somewhere you got to put a log in you got to, input equals output. That don't mean you got to kiss nobody's ass. That don't mean you got to go and be how would I say? That don't mean you got to go and get into these right here. I mean, we talked about annihilators last week, and I keep annihilators on my desk now, right now. But you ain't got to do that. But if you have to simply, if it means that much to you, then you keep the people informed, good or bad. Keep them informed on a consistent level. Not every day. Just keep them informed. It can be every Monday. Send an email. This is what he did. We have some people in Houston that are very good at that, Hal. And you know it. Certain guys that out there that they keep you informed. Good or bad.
Good or bad. Yeah. You know what's so unique? You just said something that people just sit here and give opinions about people. And you know, I guess everybody had an opinion. I mean, it's somebody on this feed now. He said, man, I didn't know you was like this. I used to, you know, I mean, people. Hey, man, what I would advise everybody, man, meet somebody first before you pass judgment on them. That's just, I think that's just humanity 101. And because it's some people in these communities, and I'm not just in Houston and Dallas, it's all, I hope it might be all over the world. They just run their mouth about people and they know something. Hold up. They might know something about a person, but they don't really know the person. That's a big difference. But Jimmy, I got a few unique topics, man. And I think I put them in my favorites up here because somebody said something. Derek Daniels said something and people came right behind him and said, Derek said, he said, one of the issues I have with these rankings, a lot of the parents get upset with guys who never played and been in the fire ranking kids. Well, why don't the guys that play rank? And you know, I'm gonna go there. And somebody came and said, you don't have to. Let me tell you something. I've learned you don't have to have played the sport. Jimmy, I know you're gonna tack on to this to be able to study and watch it. Some of the best coaches in the NBA and the NFL never played it at a high level. So that debunks that you can know about something. If I didn't spend 20 years in the gym watching high school players from the 9th grade go through the 12th, those cycles for 20 years, I'm going to know something about this cycle. 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th, 12th grade. 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Derek, I'm going to know something about it. Just because Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, two of the greatest players ever, couldn't coach their way out of a wet paper damn bag. Couldn't GM their way out of a wet paper bag. So I just don't believe, and it helps if a player can evaluate and has been through the fire. But guys, some of these guys, Jimmy, I look at all of these top, Paul Bencardi, he wasn't no great player. Eric Bossi wasn't no great player, and I know Todd Francis wasn't no great player. If he was, I got to see it. But then you got some people who were great players. But if that's the case, why aren't the guys who because you're saying the parents don't respect it. Shit, the parents ain't played either. The parents ain't played either, Derek. Most of these parents ain't played, so what the hell they know? So all the rankings, Jimmy, what you said, use the rankings. It's just like what you call it? What's a scale or what you call it? A range.
Well, the range.
This guy in this city, because I've seen Jimmy didn't play, Derek Daniels. But guess what he's done? And explain it to me. Nigga, I got 2 or 3 doctorate degrees in this stuff. I've been in this shit for 20 years. Watching guys go from the 9th grade to the 12th grade. Get them out the way, another set. 9th grade to 12th. Get them out of the way, studying every player. You have what you call it? Recruiter's cheat sheet. That's why they call you cheat sheet. Dating back to what, 2001? That you sit and study and been in the gym and watch these players and you said, coaches, I'm going to give you a cheat sheet of all the guys in this range, and I'm going to give you their telephone number, their handle, Twitter handle, their mama number, their influencer's number. Dude, he ain't played. I heard somebody, he a baseball player. But this particular thing he does now, he's perfected his craft. And I'm watching people discount people just because they didn't play the game. That's a lot of players out here mad, former NBA players, mad. Man, they ain't hiring me. I played the game. But guess what? The game of NBA basketball, the game of college basketball, let me tell you something. It takes more knowledge than just playing the game. It takes more life. You have to know how to manage. It's a lot of stuff that goes on. So, I mean, Jimmy, I didn't want to steal your thunder on that because I know you can perfectly, but it's best when somebody else speak it instead of you speaking it for yourself. And I sit back and just watch. Hold up, Derek. I used to think that way. To help you, Derek, I used to think that way. And then I went and watched people just learn. Jimmy, I'm not a movie producer. I'm not a show producer. I didn't go to school to be a show producer. But this is one of the best produced shows on the fucking internet. I didn't go. Derek Daniels. My name ain't John Singleton or those guys. No. I went and studied it. So it's possible to study a craft and become proficient at it. And that's how I feel about it, Jimmy.
For those who subscribe and spread that crap about you didn't play the game, so you shouldn't, why you ranking the kids? Yes, there are certain aspects of evaluating that a person who did not play at a higher level will not understand. Absolutely. But at the same time, there are certain people, certain of guys that are watching right now who had never wrote the bench in their life will have no earthly idea of the mental anguish that goes into riding the bench for the first time, which will happen to the vast majority of prospects that go into college. They will, for the first time in their life, they will have to come off the bench. If you're going to subscribe to that, then why don't you be consistent enough and apply that across the board and paint everybody with that same brush? Did you paint Eric Spoelstra with it?
Nope.
Did you? Did you? When he had LeBron and Dwayne Wade, Miami, did you paint him with it? Where he played at? What high level he played at?
Non-university.
Okay. Did you? We can come right. Did you go over look at the Minnesota Timberwolves right now? Gerson Rosas, the GM of the Timberwolves. Did you paint him with it?
Can't make a layup
with the right hand, and he's right-handed. Hold on, come back to the Rockets.
Daryl Morey.
I'm just saying, come back to the Rockets from last year. Okay. Daryl Morey. Did you paint him with it, or it don't apply when a person is deemed sailed out of the boundaries of your scope of which your pistol you're trying to shoot at? Your pistol only go 200 yards. He's way too far to shoot at, so you don't want to shoot at him. Daryl Morey. Where the hell did Daryl Morey play that? So Daryl Morey, why he don't get that same venom? In a different conversation, I understand it's not directly compatible, but think about it. I can go on and on. On and on. Hell, what the young fella that's the GM right now for the Rockets, that's a lawyer. He played in high school. He didn't play at a higher level. He was a guy who worked the deal for the sale of the Houston Rockets from the previous owner, Les Alexandra, to the current owner, Tillman Fertitta. He was part of the legal team. They liked the verbiage. Tillman Fertitta loved the verbiage for which he used that could save him money and give him a whole lot more tax breaks in the deal. He said, well, shit, I got to use you. You good. He was on the league. That's how he came into the Rockets.
Legal counsel.
And now he's GM.
Yeah.
And it's showing his GM skills. Guess what? That don't mean he can't do it, but it's showing.
But it's going to take time. Scott Drew. His brother Bryce was good, but Scott was.
Bryce played at our level. Dude, we can go on and on. Yeah. And people, y'all get fooled by this stuff every day. Yes, that once again, that don't mean just because you played. There are people that played this game all their lives, still don't totally understand. But I guess you ever heard the term basketball IQ?
Yeah.
Why isn't it the same for all great players? It's not. Certain people have a higher IQ of basketball than others. So that's the thing. That's the angle I come from. That just don't. One thing about it, if you're just paying attention with this stuff, if a kid is at the end of the day, rankings, the player everybody will have that's very good. We're talking about national rankings type play. Everybody will have opportunity to increase their stock in due time. Trust me. Everybody will have opportunity to decrease their stock in due time. And the thing is, everybody wants, if your relationship, a lot of people that are mad out there, and Paul Miranda, you mentioned that a lot of people pissed off after these ESPN rankings yesterday.
Yeah.
We know why they pissed off? Because they probably was led to believe that they was in had a good lane on the track. They were probably led to believe that their relationship with certain people was cool. They were probably led to believe that a certain college that might have been recruiting their kid had enough pull to keep their kid ranked, and they realized that what they thought was gold medal flour. That's what it boiled down to. You got to ball, and you got to ball at the right time. There are a lot of people that are out there that can't wait till you shoot an air ball. There's some that can't wait, and there's others who can't wait till you hit a layup or till you dunk the ball. That's it. It happens, but when you ball enough to eliminate the excuse, that's the thing. Trust me, I've seen it happen. I've seen guys that were very, very, very despised around the country, and broke through and took the long route of breaking through the mold. I remember how despised people was of Tack Minor. Firsthand. Couldn't stand Tack Minor's guts around the country. A lot of people. And understand, looking back, reading the book backwards, understand because how he played with so much venom and was a bully.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that style of play.
So
And talk and talk so much smack on the court. A lot of people, and it was so disrespectful. So guess what? You got to be and like I had been told and been led where all of the great ones, well, not all of them, a lot of the great ones are indeed assholes. So I was subscribing to the theory that Tack Minor had a tendency to be the great one because he on the court he was an asshole.
Jimmy, Chris Paul, asshole. And y'all, and guess what? He went turn the Suns around. Asshole. I mean, it's just, Isaiah Thomas, asshole. I mean, but hey, don't two of my favorite guards ever in history. So it's that's a unique topic though. But I just wanted to share that because I've heard, and Derek, I wasn't singling you out. I've heard this before. Well, he ain't did this. He ain't played in this. And he ain't played. But then why? Well, where are the guys that did play? What input? What are they doing? Why aren't they ranking people? You know, I remember somebody got mad one time and said, "Man, I'm gonna do my own ranking." Hey, man, and I ain't heard from him since. This stuff is crazy, man. But Paul Miranda, and what I love about Paul could have ducked out of what Jimmy said a minute ago. Paul said, "Hatter, they ain't doing it up here in Dallas. They don't want these parents and them kids mad at them up there in Dallas." And point blank. Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
And guess what? And so it's the atmosphere overall is better because now it's just like the ninth graders in Houston. We just put them in alphabetical order. So if there were no rankings and you just put the kids in alphabetical order, then would Houston become a better place?
I noticed
now
that.
The question is, it will take a total stand down. It would take not just one, it would take I'm talking about for every platform that does local rankings in Houston, if they were willing to stop the rankings and just put them in alphabetical order.
So that's why. So
that would make.
So that's why the ninth grade parents them don't be mad that much. Mad, they're mad.
Absolutely, that's why they're not mad because they kidded. Know why? See, the alphabetical order is one big wide range. You see that? How to think about it. That means the kid whose name starts with a Z is now no less than the kid whose name starts with an A. It's all an alphabetical list. You see? That's now the question. Understand something. I long and is ready and willing to do something like that. But then if you don't do it, if you do it at RCS Sports, then somebody across the street that does rankings and they keep doing it, then they become the premier. Then that means now that's not nobody would have to do it. Not one person. I'm sorry. I'm talking about rankings. Everybody would have to be willing to stand down on rankings in order if you want the Houston atmosphere and the approach. That makes it easier to get kids ranked in the country. If I'm gonna give you point exactly. Don't y'all notice how many kids from Houston have been ranked in the 9th grade rankings by ESPN? Then by the time they get to the 11th grade, they ain't ranked no more. Because in the 9th grade, it was in alphabetical order. Then nobody would have them ranked. And you can speak on one without making people think, well, hell, if you like him so good, why you got him ranked below him? Because they all are equal. That's the thing. Chooks, it's a tour, Hatter. Chooks, it's a tour. You guys saw the big fella from Jack Yates this past season. Mm-hmm. I'm going to refresh your memory. Mm-hmm. Chooks, it's a tour was top 20 in the country, ESPN, 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. He got invited to Nike Skills Academy. That's only reserved for the top 20 players at each position. He was at Nike Skills Academy. You see?
Okay.
But once you put them numbers to the paper, expectations are higher.
So rankings do mean something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh, look, I had something, Jimmy, I wanted to show y'all. Keep going. I must have didn't put it on the screen. Yeah, okay, there go one of them. This the uproar they were talking about. Can I make it bigger?
Yeah, widen that up. Let me take a look at that.
Okay. Let me see. Can I?
All right. Now we can read it.
That's the 2000. That's the 22. That's the 22 class, right? And they got him. But who is this guy, Vincent Enchichua? Ain't that a kid that played on the Houston Hoop? On one of John Lucas' team or something?
He plays for JL3. Yes, he goes to Sunrise Creek.
Okay. I just wanted to put some of them names up there. Let me put that one over there. Can you see them names, Jimmy?
Yeah, I see him now.
Okay,
so Keontae George is moved up to number 5 in the country.
Okay.
And of course, other Cason Wallace is number 14 in the country.
Oh, he moved up too, didn't he?
Yeah.
All right, that's the upper one. Let me make it big. I'm gonna take your face
Vince
off.
is number 21. Trey White, who family resides in Texas, and he's been to like various schools. I think he he's back out of Texas now. So like some people may give him an asterisk as getting on the stage. Now there go the other ones. Okay, Jordan Walsh, the number 32, is another Texas player.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, he's at Fate Family.
Oh, okay.
The kid Darian Ford, he's not from Texas, but he plays with the Houston Hoops at number 42. He's from Arkansas. Then we have Bryce Griggs at 49. He plays with JL3. Ryland Griffin is at 55, is from DFW. So what is that, about 6 kids in the top 60 from Texas? That's normally consistent with, in Texas, we normally have 1 per every 10 on a good year. So that's a reflection of it being a good year. Everybody in this top 60 right now, they're July up until July will be a heavy grading period for these young men to jockey themselves into favor for the being in the range of reaching that pinnacle. Understand, we can act like it don't matter, but this stuff is what drives the player. ESPN is the worldwide leader. So their ink is a little bit heavier. The objective for most of these players, understand, the short-term objective at the high school level is to be selected as a McDonald's All-American. Believe it or not, that's what individually. That's the highest honor. That's the way that we are programmed by society in the high school sector. Well, of course, all these guys want to be pros, but about the short-term high school goal. So this is their last summer. It's their last summer. And there will be live periods from the NCAA in July, right? And a lot of college coaches will be able to come out and watch these players in person. And what happens is the college coaches are going to see, I got the dates from the NCAA. And the way that it looks, there's going to be 2 live weekends in June for the high schools again. And July the 8th through the 11th will be live for college coaches to come out.
Mm-hmm.
July the 20th through the 25th will also be the last live span.
Mm-hmm.
8th through the 11th, 20th through the 25th. And the 8th through the 11th, that's the GMI, which that was weighed on the books because of our intel a year ago that date was, no matter what they did, they was going to do that date. Now, but back to this stuff right here, man. A lot of people, just because a player is ranked higher today, doesn't mean he's better.
Say that again, Jimmy.
Just because a player is ranked higher right now does not mean he's better. What that could have meant is that he may have been better or perceived to be better on a day in the recent past when a particular person may have evaluated him. Also, against a certain degree of competition. Keontae George, they had an event up in Dallas where under the same roof was about 5 of those players that were listed in the top 50. So nobody took out the time maybe to explain to the other guys, hey, this is the closest grade, closest thing you're going to get to a midterm exam. Whoever shines the brightest is probably going to get the nod from this platform. Guess what? That was an opportunity. Some people take advantage and some people going to do better than others in opportunities. It's just like a test. If you study and you prepare for that test, guess what? It increases your odds. It doesn't mean that you're not good anymore.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Now that's right.
It doesn't mean that. Now, if it breaks you mentally, then boy, this drop, you better get ready for the ride. Yeah, we've had plenty of them that dropped in recent years.
Yeah,
you remember Jayla D?
Yes. Oh my, yes. Yes.
Jayla D was number 3 in the country.
Yes. Yes. Good point.
He ended up outside of the top. He ended up outside of the 80 mark. Jayla D was the most recent one that took a plummet from out of the greater Houston area. It's not the only one. Fendi Underbun was ranked number 1 in the country. Fendi Underbun. I put a name. I went a blast to the past on that one, didn't I? He was number 1 in the country. He wasn't the only number 1 in the country. You know how many people? See, that's the thing. You notice Clark Francis used to come to Houston all the time. Was on the front line of all ranking all those young kids in the 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah, what happened to Clark Francis? Yeah.
I'm just noticing. Pay attention. You ain't seeing Clark Francis around no more.
Well, yeah.
As often.
Wait.
I don't know. Maybe the COVID. Maybe COVID. I don't know.
But he don't live here no more? Do he still live?
Clark Francis never lived here.
Well, why is he all the way down here in Texas?
He lives in Louisville, Kentucky. He doesn't live in Houston.
So why he was always trying to come to Texas event?
Because that's how it goes with event operators. You pay or you provide. First of all, you can invite them to come. They can come on their own dime. Well, a guy like Clark, you got to pay for him to come. Because Clark doesn't work for a worldwide leader or a Rivals or whatnot. So you have to pay for his plane ticket, pay for his hotel, and maybe even get him a rental car, depending on if he asks for it or not. That's in order at events that are regional. A lot of people that the event operators have to provide those luxuries as a lure to those people to come and evaluate your kids. Those are measures that are taken. But at the same time, a lot of times, certain people ain't going to come unless there's unless there's top shelf players that'll be present to evaluate. You know?
I just mess with y'all.
Yeah.
That's my man Tony Montana. But that's all right, that's good. I mean, I look at
So that's the thing. So that means now you got to put yourself in another position to ball out, but in front of the right eyeballs. That's the thing. In front of the right eyeballs.
Okay.
And you know, it's a real tricky game, man. It really is. You know, certain players all planes don't go like this. But like this. Let me give you an example that I think I said this about 4 or 5 years ago. I ain't said it in a while. Remember this. All planes ain't spaceships. One go like this, some will go like that. Yeah.
And some like this.
And that's the thing. I mean, you got to realize you get what you pay for. Some of you people out there that paid for all type of stuff, paid for all type of help. How's that working out for you? How's that working out? You know, I mean, seriously, you can try all you want. Do you realize we've had multi-millionaires that were involved in grassroots basketball in the recent decade that had people that were related to them, sons, nephews, and whatnot, and could think that their son, you can trick him onto a roster as a walk-on. After a while, that little spoiled ass kid, he ain't trying to get up at 5 in the morning, do all these workouts and stuff, and do all this stuff, and that stuff is gonna stop quick. Quick with the quickness.
Hey, your boy Jim, keep talking.
And I'll give you guys the dates for the live periods.
Okay.
Because somebody just asked. The dates will be June. Let me turn my phone sideways. I got this from my NCAA folk. For the high schools, June the 18th through the 20th, June the 25th through the 27th. That's the high school. For the high, like them high school camps or whatnot they can do. Now we'll see if TABC, that's the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches, are going to get on board this go round and can really help supplement some of the lost revenues with such a thing, because those college coaches would flock to that event like none other. Second, for the grassroots, July the 8th through the 11th and July the 20th through the 25th. That's a Tuesday through Sunday. Those are the only times that Division I coaches will be permitted to watch your players from the boys' side in a non-scholastic setting.
And the boys got to be really, really good, Jimmy, because the transfer portal is full, so they got to be so good, and they can't be. Hey, I ain't saying they got to be great, but don't go out there cool. He can't go out there cool. Now, don't be mad at him and put him out the house, but just tell him he can't go out there with that cool, pulling up your shorts and and all that. He can't go out there. He got to go. Jimmy, these coaches gonna be just glad to be out there. Somebody might see Lil Johnny. Tell Lil Johnny he got whatever he doing. You done gave him the dates. That's y'all evaluation period. That's what we used to tell guys when we about to represent them, Jimmy. You got a certain amount of evaluation. You got your pro day, you got the senior bowl if you're a senior, and you got your private workouts. You got to be ready in those 3 things. Jimmy gave you the dates, and I know he's going to give them to you again in June. So June, Jimmy, in June, July, right? So in June, I mean, everything should be the running of the hills, whatever you got to do to get better. Because July, when them coaches come out, that's going to be your shot. It's going to be your shot. And you got to be good, young fellas. Because you're young. You know the saying about freshmen. They told me the best thing about a freshman is he become a sophomore. See, mama, they tell you that when they're recruiting you, but that's what they tell me, man. The best thing about a freshman, he become a sophomore. Why you think Penny was so happy with DeAndre Williams coming back, Jimmy, for another year? Penny said, "Oh my goodness, I got a grown man." So guess what, mamas? This 26-year-old dude gonna be playing against little 18 years. You know how old do you want Jimmy? What about the one? He too old to be playing. He too old. This man gonna be 6 years old. 6 or 7 years older than your son. Ain't gonna bust his little ass if he don't come there ready to play. So I'm just saying. I'm just the messenger. What else you got, Jimmy? Get us out of here, baby.
It's almost that time. Before we want to give a shout out. I saw Big Doug on there. Don't forget, guys, Doug Dozen is coming up soon next month. That's a Doug Dozen. That's going to be May the 21st through the 23rd. However, the week before that, May the 14th through the 16th, that would be our third JRB event, and that would be the Summer Showcase / Elite 36. And that's going to be really, that's going to be solid. It's going to be good, Al. That event there on
Which
May.
one?
Now this week.
Wait a minute.
That's
Tell me what's going to be the difference?
To the 16th.
What's going to be the difference in the events?
A lot of more teams that haven't played in the first one or the second one. Oh. The second one is this weekend. It will be at the gym in the MI3 Center, and that is the JRB Greater Houston Live. And you notice, and it's funny because JRB, we're just going to get smarter next year with the branding of the 4 events, because what we noticed was somebody did, they went and piggybacked off of our names, and which, understand, no complaints, but showing what happened, and it confused some people when they go and thinking about certain events. Like you have a Greater Houston Live.
Give me offenses. Piggyback.
We have a Greater Houston Live. You got somebody else doing a Houston Live on the same weekend.
I know somebody called me one day. Why? Somebody called me one day, Jimmy. It was a couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago. Oh yeah, but before the pandemic. Said, man, will you look at this? This Negro sit up here and name this event the same as mine and left out one word. I said, wow. Man, if people will name some on your, let's say the Robert Hatter Open, right? They'll name it the Robert Hatter Open Plus. Jimmy, they don't get creative. The Robert Hatter Open Plus. This is crazy, man. I know you had, man, come on. You know what? Before we got off this show, I got to share something with y'all, Jimmy. Because we talking about, I told kids they had to be ready, right? In July. Jimmy, I said something earlier today. 9 out of the top 10 rebound leaders in the NBA are foreign players. 9 of the top rebounding players. So guess what, y'all? Who gonna be the best rebounder in July, Jimmy? Jimmy, won't the top rebounder or the top hustler or the top steal or the top defender, won't they be looked at in July, Jimmy? Huh? I'm just asking for a friend. And then somebody just told me this, Jimmy. Somebody sent me this. Probably sent it to you too. from CNBC News. Jeff Bezos, Drake, and others invest $80 million in the sports media company Overtime.
Oh yeah. That's the new fad. A lot of NBA guys. Trae Young is up in that thing. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. A lot of guys was putting money up under that thing. And and remember, this whole money investment is not just for the league that they're going to have where the high school players can.
It's the whole company.
The 16 to 18-year-olds can bypass. It's not just for that. It's for the whole company, which they provide a lot of digital content. So that means they're going to be around for a couple of years. So that means if it don't go right year one, they got enough funding to take them through 3 years.
Okay.
And so keep your eyes on that. And that means the opportunity because
Bezos,
they're going to be working.
When Bezos back here, you can almost print your money.
Yeah, so that's a super thing. Now, also want to give a shout out to Kenneth Lofton Jr.
What Junior do now?
Kenneth Lofton Jr. The grapevine tells me that he will be invited to the USA basketball trials for the 19 and under team that will go play out of the country in late June. Now, no, you got to make the team. The good thing about the 19 and under team is that it's going to be primarily high school players that will be combined with some college freshmen that meet the age requirements of being under 19 before a certain date. So that means Kenneth Lofton's chances of making this team by him being a college freshman at that age is greater than most of those counterparts that's going to be there. Especially USA basketball type, because they're slowing that thing down for him. He has a great chance to make this team.
Jimmy,
if this young man can perform on that stage, he's gonna be nervous at first. Yeah, they go to Colorado Springs and headquarters. But if he get the goosebumps off of him and start to just play his game,
get in shape now. Get in shape. Because guess what? That international game and the way he played, if he get a chance to make this team, that international game and the way he played,
gonna love it.
He gonna tear them. He gonna tear him a new one. Cause they ain't seen Jim. Ain't nothing over there like that. They ain't got no juniors over there.
They gonna love him. Remember how to understand something. It ain't but 3 players in the history of Louisiana Tech who were freshmen and led the team in scoring and rebounding.
Give me. I know him, but go and give him to the people.
No. Well, of course, Karl Malone was one.
Millsap.
The guy,
Millsap.
Paul Millsap was another one. The other one was the third guy back in the 40s, a white guy from back then. Yeah. All 3 of them made the NBA. And now the 4th one is Kenneth Lofton Jr. Give a shout out. Remember, in the history of the school.
Man, he amazed me.
So, little Junior, they sit there and laughed at him. Jimmy,
they weren't laughing at him at the EYBL. I'm just
that's the funny thing.
They weren't laughing at him there. He was tearing their ass up there.
But remember though, they noticed him in the 3rd to the 4th leg. When they started paying attention, was when because the Houston Hoops they were winning.
Yeah.
And they realized this dude was steady putting up double-doubles and playing limited minutes. And they had another kid. Remember that now. When he came on the team, that was a white kid that played the 4.
He quit.
That was ahead of Kenneth Lofton.
He quit. I think he left the team, I think.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
And in case Kenneth Lofton Jr., this is him right there on the front cover of the magazine.
Hey, Jimmy.
years ago.
Hey, Jimmy. Them some dudes on that cover.
Oh yeah.
You got some dudes on that cover.
Yeah. I mean, it's think about it. That cover is aging well.
Yes.
You have Kenneth Lofton. They went to the semifinals of the NIT. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, Kason Harrison, he started and was a great pleasure for Lamar University.
Mm-hmm.
LJ Cry got to play early on with Baylor and was part of the experience of the national championship team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, LJ Cry, for any of you, and I say it again, well, he didn't play, he didn't get in the game. You name another guard out there would have played more minutes than those 3 All-Americans that were at Baylor in backcourt. Now, this year is when if you want to grade LJ Cry, you give him an asterisk and give him a mulligan and say, we'll see him. Let's see what he do this year then. And that's fair enough. But don't dare try to judge.
Them guys don't want no parts of that dude. Because them guys
guess what?
I was watching them in practice. Yes.
Over here, it's another Final Four. That's Tremont Mark.
You know,
Tremont Mark.
I'm still mad at him. I'm still mad at him.
Okay.
I'm still mad at
him. Ruben Jones.
Yes.
North Texas, he was a significant part of North Texas' success this year. And had he not got hurt, they went 2 rounds deep. What if they'd have had Ruben?
Yeah. Yeah.
He had a season ending, I think a hamstring injury or something like that, leg injury. And those, understand.
Man, that's a hell of a cover. That's a hell of a cover.
Dude, that's a good aging front cover.
Yes.
And so shout out to those guys. Last thing, I'm gonna drop you with some news like on Baby Friday. I always like to give you guys news. Gave you some NCAA news. Gave you some news about Kenneth Lofton Jr. I'll give you some high school news. The head coaching job at Clear Falls High School is expected to be filled maybe within the next 12 to 24 hours. Brian Shelton, former University of Houston guard, who's the coach at Northside High School, is expected to accept the job as the head coach at Clear Falls High School. Brian Shelton. Northside High School has been doing really well. They won district this year. He had that program infused with energy. So his dad is Darryl Shelton. You guys may remember him from back in the days.
Okay.
Darryl Shelton was the guy who was popularized by the surgeons of Alton Ford. He was the influencer for Alton Ford back in the days in the late 90s. Well, this is Darryl Shelton's son, Brian Shelton. He's the head coach at Northside. Is expected to be named the head coach at Clear Falls High School. So, of course, that's your dose right now. For those of you that stayed a little later with us, we got that for you. Meanwhile, this weekend, once again, we'll be at the gym and MI3 Center. I've posted the schedule of this weekend's Greater Houston Live on RCS Sports for your viewing pleasure. Go to RCS Sports, look on the front of the website, and you will see in big words, here's the schedule. It's a PDF form. You can open it up and get the schedule for all of the games. This thing, we got the Houston Defenders will be in action over there. They have multiple teams, including their top team, the Under Armour team. Okay. Defenders, remember, they won the tournament in Louisiana last week, Hatter.
Okay.
Up in Baton Rouge, beat Louisiana Future in the championship. Mm-hmm. Team Imperial, that's Drew Parker's program. The son operates it. They went to the Gasso, right, last week, and they won first place in their division. Remember, they had the invite division but they had the first place. They had another division. Team Imperial took that bracket. Well, Team Imperial, which is pretty good, they're in the pool with the Houston Defenders, and another team from New Orleans area will be coming here from playing in this weekend. Don't forget that action, that pool is going to be hot. Of course, we got a lot of other action will take place once again, MI3 Center and the gym, and that is the Greater Houston Live. That's a JRB event. Jim Hicks, Rick Nelson, Brian Jolivet. One thing about our events, they're going to be well ran. And nothing about it. Every game had over at the main site. The MI3 is where the older guys will be playing. Every hour or so, when the game is over, we put the leading scores from each team on the wall. That means now, kind of like getting your name in the paper on the wall immediately. You can go and scan it. So that's.
Hold on, Jimmy, before you go, what about that news you supposed to tell us about? Maybe I think it's the Steve Francis news. Is it possible to talk about it? You was going to talk about that? Or you want to just wait till next week?
It'll age over the weekend. I can wait till Monday on it. Okay. Trust me, it ain't nobody gonna get that and put that out. You're right. I need to get. And sometimes when you're breaking news, you want to get no. I got enough news, but you want to get the respect and wait till the ink dries.
Gotcha.
Or at least get the paper to make it official. You don't want to. Anything can happen. And so I that's big news. Remind me on Monday how I'll break it Monday. To hell with it. I'll break it Monday.
They better put an air conditioner on the ink and make it dry before Monday. Okay, I got you. All right, but that's good, man. That was a good week, man. Let's get out of here and we'll be ready for next week. JRB this weekend. What else we got this weekend? Something else. I don't know. Guess what? Check us out on social media. We'll tell you what we're doing this week.
Absolutely, man. And go over to RCS Sports. Check out the updated list of the transfers today. Remember, it's updated every day. Those college transfers updated every day. And of course, Thaddeus Moody said the number is now over 1,400 in the men's side. Shout out to Michael Smith. Icy Mike in the house. Medical Mike.
Is Icy Mike gonna be there this weekend?
He's gonna be over there this weekend.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And don't forget, if during the weekend, if you have a situation where you need a medical care, don't hesitate to call Medical Mike. Yeah. Icy Mike will get you seen. I'm telling you, if you got insurance, or even if you don't have insurance, guess what? He don't charge you a dime. I say this again. He don't charge you a dime for helping you to connect you with one of their physicians out of the St. Joseph's Medical Center and friends. This is something really good. I'm telling you. Somebody's going to need a physician this weekend.
His number is scrolling across the screen right now. Medical Mike.
That's 713-979-0334. That's the number to call. Lock that number into your phone, guys. Matter of fact, one of y'all need to just text it right now. Yeah. And just to make sure it's him. Hey, is this Icy Mike? And watch him respond. But you gotta say, it's for real. Is this just to see? Sometimes people just tell you that stuff seems to some recording.
Yeah.
Text it. Text the number.
Yeah.
And that way you'll know and lock it in.
Yeah.
That means now, because guess what? You know how quickly it takes him to reply to you. Mm-hmm. That means now if you need medical help or assistance, he got you. The Chop Shop got you, guys. But anyway, it is time to slide down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing for this Baby Friday. Remember, don't hate. It's Thursday for you guys. This Baby Friday for us. We done for the weekend. And it is time. We're gonna slide down Dino's back again. And yabba dabba do this thing. I'm about to roll so I can go finish watching the episode, my last Snowfall. I heard it's getting heated on there. I fell asleep watching it last night. I gotta go watch the Snowfall.
I ain't gonna say. Yeah, it's getting good.
And Queen of the South is back on.
Oh, come on. Get my people. Get my people.
Yeah. Oh, Teresa Mendoza.
You like old Teresa. What's Sandra at? You like old Teresa Mendoza. Yes, I got
me a Teresa. I got me Sandra. I got the original.
You so have. Chop Shop.
Anyway, guys, on behalf of Robert Haller, this is Jim Hicks. Hey, man, don't forget, send us an email if you need something. chopshophtx@gmail.com. That's our email box, chopshophtx@gmail.com. Okay, don't hesitate. Whoop out those cameras this weekend. If you see a PGW in action or something, don't hesitate. Send it to us. We gonna start airing it right on Monday.
Explain what a PGW is. A parent gone wild, a coach gone wild, a referee gone wild, concession stand a running on wild. Anybody that goes something wild at the events, at the summer events, well, at the JRB. this weekend, I don't at the JRB this weekend, let us know. Okay? Or if you're out of town, huh?
Do that.
And hold up, Jimmy. Even if you're out of town, if you go to an event, video that thing. Turn it sideways best. I know y'all like to do it up. Turn it sideways so I can fill up the whole screen with it. Okay? All right? Let's go. We out of here, baby.
Man. Peace, guys. See you guys on Monday. Make sure you share the show on your way out the door. Do that for us. Share the show on your way out the door. That's our new thing in the Chop Shop. Peace. We up out of here. Chop Shop.
Yeah.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.